Hello, everyone. Today is Monday, March 7th, 2022. Somalia enters transition as AMISOM gives way to ATMIS. The East African is where this article is taken from. It is assumed that the current troop contributing countries will retain their soldiers, albeit in reduced numbers. The new mission is then expected to tap technocrats from the African Union members. After 1.5 decade of operation, the African Union mission in Somalia, AMISOM, will, starting end of this month, transition to the African Transition Mission in Somalia, ATMIS. Excuse me. ATMIS, which still needs approval from the United Nations Security Council, will in the next 2 years be charged with stabilizing Somalia with a clear end goal of transferring full responsibilities of national security to the federal government of Somalia, according to the Africa Union Security said. The time frame and concept of operations CONOPS for the new mission will be adopted by the AU Peace and Security Council later this month, and by the UN Security Council before March 31st, 2022, which is the definitive end date of AMISOM's mandate in Somalia. At a meeting attended by African Union diplomats and top officials of the federal government of Somalia held in Mogadishu this week, Somalia and the African Union emerged, finally reading from the same script on the country's future security arrangement. The top agenda to which both parties agreed to was that the next 2 years should be focused on rebuilding the country's ground and air forces, the intelligence and security related institutions in preparation for their takeover of the country's overall security. And so the transition is which will be the new purpose of the African Union troops will be for 2 years. So they'll be transferring all of the needed training, etc., that Somalia needs to defend its own nation on its own. And this will last hopefully 2 years, at least as planned. And this seems to support what I've been saying, that I believe that in a year we'll be hearing some great things when it comes to fighting the insurgency, Al-Shabaab in particular, in Somalia. It's just the developments that I've learned about kicking out the UN peacekeeping mission, which had 10,000. I think it was 10,000, either 10,000 or 20,000. Might have actually, I think it was actually 20,000 troops. That's a lot of troops. So where are they going to get their own troops to replace these? And so that seems like a very ambitious undertaking. So it made me think that they had something up their sleeve, the Somali government. And so, for the last month or so, I've been saying that there's something on the horizon. There has to be in Somalia when it comes to fighting the Al-Shabaab insurgency. And in the last month or so, they've had mainly success stories. I mean, there have been some successful attacks by Al-Shabaab, unfortunately, but there have been many more Al-Shabaab insurgents being killed by our Somali military brothers. So we wish them the best, and it seems that we're going to be hearing more good things maybe about them, hopefully, from what I've been recommending since I've been doing this channel, They'll get more of their own Somali troops. They'll increase their numbers by recruiting and, and I guess you could say deploying in their own country. Hopefully they'll get more Somali young men to fight in the Somali military, and that's what I think is necessary. But maybe they'll receive more training from overseas, like I think Qatar trained them, their special forces, and then also they have seem to have to get their materiel, their military equipment and so forth from Turkey. There seems to be a big connection there with Turkey as far as materiel, and Qatar, I think, in terms of training. So I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more from Somalia, more than likely, and hopefully good news when it comes to fighting the insurgency.